Hi there, Desiree. My name is Ellen, and I will be correcting this essay for you today. Let's take a look and see what you wrote here. The topic is international marketing. Here's what you said. International marketing can be viewed as a fuel of one's country's economic progress. I strongly believe that the exchange of product imports from the country to another are beneficial for each other's economical status. This essay aims to examine the both sides with regard to international marketing. Okay, so on the whole, I think this is well structured. As far as the contents of your the organization of your ideas is concerned, that's what I want to say. The organization is fine. There are a couple of things that I want to address, however. This is not just about international marketing. This is about specific aspects of international marketing. Okay, so it's a necessary and economical form of education. What the people at IELTS are doing is they're, in a way, testing your vocabulary. So, what does economical mean? It means something different than economic. So, you have to be very careful about this. A lot of people misunderstand it and so think it's about the financial benefits of international marketing. It's not really. Okay, by economical form of education, they mean inexpensive, they mean cost effective form of education. Okay, so they're talking about the kind of side benefits and not so much that it helps the finances of a country. I mention that because I think this is kind of what you focused on here. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that this is about marketing and not trade. So obviously marketing falls under the general overall umbrella of international trade, but it's a very specific area of it. So if this essay talks just about international trade and about the exchange of imported products, then it's going to be considered an off-topic response. Okay, so these are all things that you really need to be careful with. And this is what I mean by they're testing your vocabulary. You need to know what international marketing is, what international marketing is, economical compared to economic. Okay, so this is what this essay is dealing with. Okay, so that's one thing. Then international marketing can be viewed as, this was a little awkward for me, as a fuel of one's country's economic progress. It was a little awkward, a little unnatural. So I would like to see you rephrase that in a way that is more natural English. Let's see. Okay, and I guess the rest is fine, just the things that I already mentioned. Okay, so let's continue. To begin with, for developing countries, IES, like Philippines, international marketing is essential. Most foreign business investors from China, Japan, and other European countries invest their business in the former country. All right, you can't use the former like this, okay? The former and the latter have some fairly specific rules as to how you should use them, and so I can't quite agree with the use of the former here. Some Filipinos view it as invasive and intrusive. You have adjective, this should be adjective, but be careful with this because it's the same language here. So try to change it up, even if just a little bit. Okay? As invasive and as an intrusion, or as invasive and intrusive. Okay? Since most stores and establishments are owned by foreign nationals, and as a result, Filipinos are the ones who are working in their own country under foreign nationals. The government should consider it as a serious matter that needs to take into consideration to discuss with. Okay, grammar and vocabulary is a problem here. Look at this. They should consider it as a serious matter that needs to be taken into consideration, or that needs to be discussed. You can't use both, and you also have to change the grammar. So this is what I was talking about. This is about globalization. This whole paragraph is talking about globalization. It's talking about international trade. It's talking about setting up businesses in foreign countries. This is not directly related to international marketing. Okay? So you want to maybe look online or in a good dictionary and understand what international marketing is so that this can be answered more appropriately. Let's continue. However, international marketing can be considered as having a positive impact, okay? Or can be considered as positive to one's country and other countries. Get rid of the. Considering the well-developed. Okay, this is not a full sentence, Desiree. Grammatically, it's wrong. You don't have a verb, essentially. What you could do is you could connect this sentence to this sentence, and let's try it. However, international marketing can be considered as positive to one's countries and other countries, considering the I don't understand this. The well-developed countries' investments to developing countries. It doesn't really work. You could say instead, this is because developed countries invest considerable funds into developing countries. So that kind of makes sense there. The success and effectiveness in the other countries, such as the USA, when it comes to its economy, can be shared with the other country that will aid them in some issues and problems that they are facing. International marketing can be a new form of educating and supporting the other countries by sharing ideas, way of living, and okay, comma here. Way of living. All right, let's see. This will also lead to a good relationship in all countries to accept one's apostrophe S, race, culture, and religion to finally achieve world peace. All right, what you're doing essentially, Desiree, is you're not developing. You are taking some pieces of the task and you're rephrasing them and then just putting them in this paragraph, but it's not a developed paragraph. You haven't told us in any of these sentences how international marketing does this thing, okay? So it says it's a necessary and economical form of education. So what did you tell us? So this success can be shared so they can solve their issues. Then you said educating and supporting, sharing ideas. I mean, it's all the same stuff that's here. Sharing ideas, way of living, solutions. You never tell us how any of this happens. And so it feels like you have just rephrased the task up here, and then you just kind of put it down here without any development. And so it's just not enough. It needs to be developed further, basically. Okay. And finally achieve world peace without that. So let me look at your conclusion. We'll talk a little bit more about this. In conclusion, international marketing opens new doors from one country to another by sharing useful knowledge, innovative ideas, and support that will result in peace and understanding. We will achieve a better world for the next generation. All right, that's lovely. So that was really nicely done. But you've got a number of issues with your body paragraphs. First of all, as I already explained, there is a misunderstanding of the topic. You're talking more about trade and not international marketing. That's the first issue. And so that's going to affect your task achievement score. The other thing that's going to affect your task achievement score is that you have not supported any of your arguments. It's really mostly very kind of on the surface where you're more or less rephrasing the language here and just kind of putting it into paragraph form. But it's not enough to get you a higher score in task achievement, okay? It's not going to get you there. What you need to do is you need to have a good structure for your paragraph where you have a good topic sentence that relates directly to the central idea of that paragraph. You need to have one or two main ideas, and then those main ideas need to be supported with an explanation, with an example, or with further kind of description of what you're talking about, okay? And then you have to work on some of this grammar that was a little awkward and that led to some confusion. So, what I want to suggest to you, Desiree, is taking a look at our online course. I think that's going to give you the kind of structure and the kind of information that's really going to take your writing to a whole new level. So, I recommend it highly. I think you'll find it extremely useful and it'll absolutely change the way you write. So, take a look at that, see if that's an option that works for you. And I want to wish you lots and lots of luck. Thanks for sending this in. Good luck to you.